Imagine sitting quietly at home, enjoying a cup of tea, when suddenly the chest feels heavy, as if a large stone is pressing down. Breathing becomes harder, sweat starts running, and fear slowly creeps in. What would happen if no one else was there to help? This is a question that touches the heart, especially for those who are over 60. Hello, dear friends. It is a joy to meet you again today. How are you feeling? Where are you watching from? Take a moment to think, has anyone in your family ever felt chest pain, shortness of breath, or sudden fatigue? If yes, then you will know how frightening it can be. And if not, let this time together be a gentle preparation. The heart is a faithful companion, beating every moment without pause. But as age increases, it sometimes whispers warnings that are too easily ignored. Many seniors believe that pain is only because of age, or that shortness of breath is just tiredness. But behind these signs, the heart may be asking for urgent help. In this video, there will be stories, knowledge from research, and gentle advice about how to survive a heart attack when alone after 60. The purpose is not to create fear, but to awaken hope that even in urgent moments, preparation and calm action can save a precious life. So, let us begin this journey together. Take a deep breath, sit comfortably, and open your heart to learn something that may one day protect your own life or the life of someone you love. When a heart attack strikes, every minute matters. According to scientific studies, the heart muscle begins to die within minutes when blood flow is blocked. Doctors often say, time is muscle. The longer the delay, the greater the damage. This is why being alone during a heart attack is so risky. There is no one nearby to call for help, no one to notice the warning signs, and no one to perform simple first aid like chest compressions. For seniors, this danger is even greater. Research shows that most heart attacks in older adults happen at home, not in public places. Sadly, survival rates are much lower at home compared to outside, because in a shopping center or park, there may be bystanders, medical staff, or even an automated external defibrillator, often called an AED. But at home, time can slip away quietly. Imagine this. Mr. Booty, age 72, was reading the newspaper early in the morning. He suddenly felt severe chest pain but thought it would pass. He decided to wait, hoping the discomfort would fade. 30 minutes later, he collapsed, and no one was there to see it. By the time help arrived, precious time was lost. He survived, but his heart never worked the same again. This story is not meant to bring fear, but to highlight reality. Being alone does not have to mean helplessness. With the right preparation, a phone nearby, emergency numbers clearly written, and perhaps a wearable alert device, life can be protected. So, dear friends, the key lesson is simple. Heart attacks are dangerous because time is lost. But with awareness and preparation, that time can be taken back. The heart does not suddenly fail without reason. Behind every heart attack, there are causes quietly building up over the years. According to medical research, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes are the three most common risk factors. Each of them works like slow rust, weakening the body's strongest engine little by little. For many seniors, these conditions have been present for a long time. Sometimes medication is taken irregularly, or dietary habits are hard to change. Salt in food, fatty dishes, or too much sugar seem harmless in small amounts, but over decades, they leave a mark. And stress, though invisible, can press on the heart as much as any physical burden. There are also risk factors that often remain unnoticed. Smoking, even if done long ago, leaves scars in the arteries. Lack of physical activity makes the heart less resilient. And loneliness, yes, loneliness, has been linked in studies to higher risk of heart disease. When the mind feels isolated, the body follows with weaker defenses. Consider the story of Mrs. Lena, 65 years old. She believed her shortness of breath was only due to age, and her occasional dizziness was just tiredness. She ignored her blood pressure checkups, thinking it was unnecessary. When a heart attack came, it was a shock. She later admitted, the signs were there, but I didn't want to see them. Friends, the lesson here is gentle but clear. The causes of heart problems often live quietly in daily routines. Ask yourself, when was the last time blood pressure was checked? When was the last time a walk in the park replaced hours of sitting? These small steps may seem simple, but they are powerful shields against danger. When a heart attack begins, what happens in the first few minutes can change the rest of life. Sadly, many seniors fall into habits that make the condition worse without realizing it. The first mistake is waiting too long. Many think, it will pass. Maybe it's just indigestion, but based on studies, waiting even 30 minutes can mean losing the chance for timely treatment. The second mistake is not calling for help immediately. Some are worried about troubling neighbors or disturbing their children. Others feel embarrassed to call emergency services if the pain turns out to be nothing serious. But research shows it is always safer to call, even if the suspicion is wrong, than to delay and risk permanent damage. Another common mistake is not preparing simple medical information. When emergency teams arrive, they often need to know what medicines are taken, what allergies exist, and what conditions are already present. Without this list, valuable minutes are wasted. Imagine trying to explain everything while struggling to breathe. It is nearly impossible. There is also the quiet mistake of not informing neighbors or close friends about health conditions. Living alone does not mean living in silence. Sharing a simple message like, "If you see my lights on late at night and I don't answer, please check on me," can make a huge difference. Think of health like tending to a garden. If a plant is wilting, ignoring it or hoping it will recover on its own only makes it weaker. With care and timely action, the plant can stand tall again. The same is true for the heart. So dear friends, reflect for a moment. Do these habits sound familiar? If yes, now is the right time to gently change them before they bring unnecessary harm. The body always gives signals before or during a heart attack, but often these signals are misunderstood. One of the clearest signs is chest pain or pressure, as if someone is sitting on the chest. Sometimes it spreads to the arm, the back, or even the jaw. For seniors, this pain can feel dull rather than sharp, which makes it easier to ignore. Another warning sign is sudden shortness of breath. Breathing may feel heavy even while resting. Some experience cold sweats, nausea, or dizziness. Others may feel unusually tired, as if every step is harder than before. According to medical studies, these signs should never be dismissed as just aging. They are red flags that the heart is struggling. Take the story of Mr. Hassan, aged 68. He was watching television when he began to feel discomfort in his chest and slight nausea. He told himself it was probably something he ate. Within 15 minutes, the discomfort grew stronger, and he felt faint. Fortunately, his wife recognized the signs and called for help right away. Quick action saved his life. These symptoms are the body's urgent cry for attention. If they appear suddenly, the safest action is to call emergency services without hesitation. Even if the result later shows it was not a heart attack, nothing is lost. But if it truly is, those minutes of quick response can mean life instead of death. Dear friends, let this be remembered. When the heart whispers with pain, do not wait for it to shout. Time is the most precious medicine, and it cannot be bought back once it is gone. Facing a heart attack alone may feel frightening, but there are simple steps that can increase the chance of survival. The very first action is to call emergency services immediately. Keep a phone close at all times, on the table, in a pocket, or by the bed. Numbers should be saved in speed dial or written clearly where they can be seen, such as near the telephone or on the refrigerator. Once help is on the way, sit down in a comfortable position, preferably half-sitting with the back supported and knees bent slightly. This reduces strain on the heart and makes breathing easier. Avoid walking around or forcing the body to move too much, because the heart needs rest in that critical moment. If advised previously by a doctor, chewing a tablet of aspirin if there is no allergy can help keep blood flowing while waiting for help. This small step, according to studies, may prevent further clotting. But remember, it should only be done if already recommended for personal condition. Technology can also be a lifesaver. Medical alert devices, smartwatches, or even simple pendants that connect to emergency contacts can send a signal with one press. For those living alone, these tools provide reassurance that help is never too far. Picture Mrs. Rennie, age 70. She lives alone but keeps her phone beside her bed and a medical alert pendant around her neck. One early morning, when chest pain struck, she pressed the button, and her daughter was alerted instantly. Within minutes, an ambulance was on the way. Her readiness turned panic into survival. Dear friends, the message is simple. Do not feel powerless when alone. With preparation and calm action, the odds of survival can shift in your favor. In many heart emergencies, the very first help often comes not from doctors or hospitals, but from the people closest to our neighbors. Studies show that in suburban and rural areas, the time it takes for an ambulance to arrive can feel long. During those critical minutes, a neighbor who knows what to do can save a life. Imagine this: Mr. Agus, 68 years old, suddenly collapses while sweeping his yard. His wife is in the market, his children live in another city, but his neighbor, hearing unusual noise, comes quickly. With basic knowledge of calling emergency services and keeping Mr. Agus in a safe position, she helps until professional care arrives. That short act of kindness becomes the bridge between danger and survival. Neighbors are like an invisible safety net. They may not wear medical uniforms, but they carry the power of presence, speed, and willingness. Simple acts helping to dial an emergency number, bringing medicine, or just offering comfortry to sphere can bring calmness to someone experiencing severe chest pain. This is why it is valuable to build friendly connections with those who live nearby. A quick chat in the morning, exchanging phone numbers, or even joining community health sessions can create a circle of care. When trust is built, calling for help feels natural, not a burden. Dear friends, ask this to yourself. If something urgent happens tonight, who would you call first? If no name comes to mind, perhaps it is time to strengthen bonds with neighbors. Because sometimes, the heart that beats beside our house is the one that saves ours. When speaking about heart attacks, many feel fear and sadness. Yet beyond the statistics and medical terms, there are countless stories of survival that bring light and hope. These stories remind us that even after age 60, recovery is possible, and life can continue with meaning. Take the story of Mrs. Surrey, 72 years old. She experienced a heart attack one early morning while preparing breakfast. At first she thought it was just indigestion, but the pain spread to her jaw and back. Her quick decision to call her daughter and get medical help saved her life. Weeks later, with gentle cardiac rehabilitation and support from family, she not only regained strength but also discovered new habits: daily short walks, light stretching, and mindful breathing. Today, she shares her journey in a local community group, inspiring others not to ignore warning signs. Another inspiring case is Mr. Booty, 65, who lived alone after retirement. He survived because he had joined a neighborhood wellness program. His knowledge of emergency steps like sitting down, staying calm, and calling for help gave him the strength to survive until medical care arrived. After recovery, he began volunteering to teach basic heart health tips to other seniors. His story shows that learning, even at an older age, can save not only one's own life, but also the lives of others. These stories are not rare miracles. They are examples of how awareness, quick action, and steady lifestyle changes can turn a moment of crisis into a second chance. Dear friends, think about this. What small step can you take today so that tomorrow becomes a story of hope, not despair? A healthy heart is more than just an organ pumping blood. It is the quiet rhythm that keeps every moment of life possible. For someone over 60, every heartbeat carries memories, experiences, and love shared with family. But often, the heart's value is only realized when its rhythm is threatened. Think of a tree that has stood for decades. Its roots are deep, its branches wide, and its shade comforting. Yet, even such a strong tree needs care: water, sunlight, and pruning. The human heart is the same. Without gentle care, it may weaken, but with attention, it can continue to give life and strength. Friends, ask yourself, when was the last time the heart was truly cared for? Not only with medicine, but with kindness, laughter, and peace of mind. Stress, loneliness, and neglect can be as harmful as poor diet or lack of exercise. On the other hand, joy from family gatherings, simple walks in the park, or listening to favorite songs can ease the burden on the heart. According to scientific studies, seniors who maintain social connections, practice gratitude, and stay physically active enjoy not only better heart health but also greater overall happiness. The heart and emotions are deeply connected. When one is nurtured, the other follows. So, reflect for a moment. What does a healthy heart mean personally? Is it freedom to play with grandchildren, energy to travel, or simply peace of mind at night? Whatever the answer, that vision can become the motivation to take small but steady steps toward better care. As this journey together comes to an end, let us pause and breathe with gratitude. The heart, though unseen, has worked tirelessly for decades, beating, carrying oxygen, and keeping life flowing. Every single beat is a gift, and every day after 60 is a chance to live with more meaning, not less. The stories, tips, and reflections shared today are not just knowledge. They are gentle reminders that survival is possible, healing is real, and prevention is within reach. Small steps, like choosing lighter meals, walking a few minutes each morning, sharing worries with a friend, or learning basic emergency actions can make the difference between fear and hope. Dear friends, do not wait until pain strikes before showing care. Celebrate the heart today. Hug loved ones, laugh freely, and let go of unnecessary burdens. Life after 60 is not the end of the road. It is a chapter filled with wisdom, courage, and the opportunity to inspire others. If this message touched you, consider sharing it with family or neighbors. A simple click of like or subscribe may help another person find the guidance they need in a moment of uncertainty. Together, every small act creates a chain of protection for many hearts. Until we meet again in the next video, stay healthy, stay spirited, warm regards from me, for a happier and more meaningful life in the golden years.